Sharkie Gamer here. So today we're going to take a look at the DragonPlus Power Magnifier for PSP. This is basically a 1.4 times power zoom lens for your PSP console, and it basically does what it says. It magnifies your screen so you can see your game a little bit better. So first, let's take a look at this packaging. So up the top there it says DragonPlus, and then followed by Power Magnifier, compatible with PSP, and then going down it says 1.4 times power zoom. And then through this display packaging you can actually see the lens itself. Moving on to the back of the packaging, it says very similar stuff, DragonPlus Power Magnifier. In the center here though, it does show you how to set it up onto your PSP. And it also says here that it is a glass lens, so the lens itself that it uses to magnify is actually made of glass. So that's the back of the pack. So now let's open this up and take a closer look at the zoom lens. Okay, so once it's out of the box you can see it's actually pretty small, very compact. On the back of there you can see there's actually 4 clips, and those are what clip on to your PSP system. That's the front of it. And you can unfold this, it basically unfolds once, and then again with the lens popping out. So this is what it looks like when it's actually fully unfolded. And of course you can fold it back by just going the opposite way, and that way if you fold this up and put it in like your PSP accessory case or something, it's going to protect that lens inside the 2 pieces of plastic, so it's not going to get scratched. So it's designed so it actually protects the lens when you're not using it, but if you are using it, then you can unfold it and use the lens. Now this is made out of plastic. This bit here and here are both plastic, but it feels pretty sturdy plastic. The clips themselves feel like they should be able to hold quite well. The lens itself feels very high quality. It says it's a glass lens on the packaging. It feels more plasticky, but it could just be a glass lens that's coated. But it is definitely a strong lens. It feels like it's really good quality. And you can see that it magnifies straight off the bat. It's a 1.4 times magnification. And you can see just by magnifying those boxes in the background there, that it definitely does magnify quite a bit. So how does it actually connect to your PSP system? Oh, I'll just fold this back up. These actually connect to the back of the PSP. Now I've got my PSP here, and what I'll just quickly note, this one is really built for the original PSP, so the very original PSP that came out, and now the original one was slightly a bit more fatter, and so this actually clipped onto it a lot better. This one here that I've got is my PSP that I have, and this is one of the, I think it's the 3001 model. So this particular one is not really built for this. But for the purpose of this review, I'll show you what it actually looks like, although it doesn't clip very firmly to the system. So, how you actually clip it? You take those and you clip it onto the back of the system like that. Now on the original PSP it won't move like this, it'll actually stay where you clip it, but because this is a newer PSP and it's a lot thinner than the original, that's why it's prone to move like it is at the moment. But normally that'll be pretty solid, so for this purpose of it I'm just going to hold it there so it's solid. And of course you fold this up like this, and you fold that over like that. So this is what it would actually look like. So, and you can see straight away that it's actually magnifying that lens behind there. The one thing when the screen is turned off like this, I don't know if you can even see it, it probably magnifies some of the scratches on the underneath lens. And dust also gets on this lens as well, which really obscures it a little bit, and you can probably see a little bit of the dust on the lens at the moment. So you're basically looking through this and it's magnifying that screen in the background. Okay, so to show this, I just put a game in here. Just turn the PSP on. I've got Medal of Honor Heroes in here. Alright, and you can see straight away from the menu alone that it magnifies the screen. So let's just go into the campaign here. I'll just skip all this stuff, go into it. Okay, so we're in the gameplay now. I'll try to get a better viewpoint of this. But you can see there, that's the actual zoom lens on the gameplay. If I lift this up, it's not as large. Put this back down, and you can see it zooms it a little bit. It's not a huge zoom, it's just a little bit. But it definitely magnifies that screen a little bit. And of course, if you move around, I just get to a better spot here. Let's get to the spot here so you can have a look. So you can see it does definitely magnify the screen. So yeah, as you can see there, it does a pretty good job. It does actually magnify that screen just that little bit, so you can see the characters a little bit better and the actual gameplay a little bit better. You can see straight away that it definitely does make a little bit of a difference. And it's that easy as well to actually put this on as well. Really simply to clip on, and like I said, with normally the original PSP, when you fold this back like this, you can actually leave that folded behind there, just like that, and this won't actually fall off. It'll actually be solidly clipped on, so you don't actually have to put it like completely away. You can actually leave it clipped onto your PSP. Obviously, with the new models of the PSP that are slightly slimmer, like mine, they're not going to be for the long term. Like if you let this, it'll just slide right off. Which is not meant to do. You can see it's not very secure. So this is really built for the original PSP, but just for the demonstration of this video, I can show you exactly how it zooms, which it does zoom pretty well. It's only 1.4 times zoom, so it's not a huge amount of zoom, but it's enough that you can actually see a little bit of a difference in the game. It's not that large either. It's very simplistic to use, and I have to admit that actual lens, this part here, is a very good quality lens. So you can see just anything like there, it's a very good quality lens. So no matter what you're looking at the game, let me try to get up a close-up here of one of those vehicles so you can actually see it. So the plane there. So yeah, not a huge amount of zoom, but a decent amount of zoom that you should be able to get some decent use out of it from most games. There's that little bit of extra screen size. It looks pretty cool, it works pretty well. The main thing you have to just watch out for with this one, the two things actually. One thing is this lens itself getting scratched or dusty in that, because once it starts doing that, it starts obscuring it as well. And the same goes for the actual screen on your PSP. Sometimes if your screen on your PSP is really scratched, the magnifier will actually magnify those scratches even more. And another thing, with any kind of magnifying screen that you have on a system, when you're playing it, it does affect your eyes over long term. This one is not too bad as some of the magnifying screens I've actually tried, but if you stare through the screen for quite a while, you're going to find your eyes are going to get tired a lot quicker. So it is recommended with these type of screens to have a couple minutes break every now and again if you're going to be playing like a long period of time with these type of lens screens. But otherwise, it does the trick it needs to do. It's just a portable way of actually zooming your screen so it looks like it's a little bit bigger when it's actually not. It would have been cool if it was slightly a bigger zoom, but they've done it because that way 1.4 is like the perfect spot that you can actually get that lens without actually making this lens itself too big, too bulky, and yeah, it works pretty well. So that was the DragonPlus Power Magnifier for PSP. Power zoom lens 1.4 times. It's a pretty cool little gadget. You see these pretty common, actually. They're very common. You see them all over the place. So you can buy them pretty cheap. I think I paid like $3 for this thing on eBay. So if you're after one of these things, then they're pretty cheap itself. Only thing watch out for, like I said, this is for the original PSP, so it will not fit the new ones properly, and they'll just slide right out, just like that. So just keep an eye out for that, but if you're after one of those, they're pretty easy to find. So guys, thanks for watching. I am Sharkie Gamer. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll have heaps more gaming, control, and accessory videos up very shortly. If you like this video, hit that like button. It really helps out a lot, guys. And as always, feel free to leave a comment down below, as well as share the video as it helps spread my video around. Anyway guys, thanks for watching.